what it is as well, it's just a party. Just a big laugh, they have a good giggle and us lot. I think you look at them closets, party, that's what it is as well, it's just a party. Just a big laugh, they have a good giggle and us lot. I think you look at them closets, party, that's what it is as well, it's just a party. Just a big laugh, they have a good giggle and us lot. I think you look at them closets, party, that's what it is as well, it's just a party. Just a big laugh, they have a good giggle and us lot. I think you look at them closets.
Hello. Welcome. Great. So, first things first, a few things I want to talk about. Firstly, I have a stinking cold, so apologies if I sniff a lot during this or sneeze. I can feel one coming. Instantly talk about it and I can feel it coming. Apologies for that. Secondly, the Polyend Tracker Plus has gone from my desk. Ta-da! Yes, it's been replaced by the MC-101. Excuse me. Right, sorry. By the MC-101. So yeah, Tracker Plus off the desk in a box on Reverb if you want to buy it in the UK. Yeah, so I've put the MC-101 on and I'll talk about interactions and how I'm using it at the moment and how I'd like to use it and why it doesn't work, etc, as we go on. The other thing is I've removed all the rack gear from my cupboard, which you can't see because of this camera angle. So I'll probably take a photo and I'll stick it as a post and show you that I've moved my computer back instead up into the cupboard, which means I have to wear my glasses because now it's far enough away that I can't see it. Getting old, guys, getting old. And yeah, camera. So obviously I've got this over my shoulder looking at the desk angle today because I was like, why does my desktop shot from above that I've been using look really bad? And the answer is that the app I was using to wirelessly get the signal from my camera, which was that camera, which was doing the shots, into my computer, had for some reason, I'm sure it used to do it at 1080p, and for some reason it now only does it at 720p. So that's why it looks awful. So I need to get a different camera to do a desktop shot from above. And hopefully when I do, that will be sorted. Cool. Right, bear with me 1 second. Let's press play on the Tonverk. Is that too quiet? Yeah, let's do it. This is something I've been mucking about with over the last couple of days. So I really need to blow my nose because I'm just giving you something to fill in this sound. Set up more desktop shortcuts for getting rid of the screens and stuff. Yes, so I got rid of all the rack gear, so everything's going through my interface, which is an old Roland UA101 interface, and that means that I can mix it using the software on the PC. If anybody knows of a small interface that does high sample rates and has a software mixer on the PC that you can control with MIDI, so you can use like a slider controller for it, let me know, because that would be amazing. But obviously you can't do it with this one. Right, Roland MC-101 and the Tonverk. Right, first up, let's talk about program changes, because that's what I was talking about previously with the Tracker Plus and the fact that it didn't do program changes, and then you had to use CC messages, and you couldn't. It just queued the next thing. It didn't immediately change across. I haven't got this set up. Hang on, MIDI config sync clock send. Yes, interesting. I didn't have clock send going. Okay, transport send, program change send. Cool. Port config, receive next output, MIDI USB channels, auto channel, program change out channel. Can't leave the auto. Let's change that to 16, which is what the MC-101 is looking for. Cool. So program change. Sorry, there might be a lot of that today. Now, so the MC-101 is on clip 1. The Tonverk is on pattern 1. And then when you select pattern 2 on the Tonverk, the MC-101 changes to clip 2. Brilliant, right? All going to work. No. So, turn the mute off for a second. The mute screen off for a second. So when you've got the sequencer not running, it instantly changes, which is great. But if you start the sequencer and then go, I can't remember what sequence I got programmed onto the MC-101, so this could sound really weird. Put pattern 2. Okay, this is from my last weekend. It doesn't change instantly. So when it switches over, you get 16 steps before it then changes the pattern on the MC-101, which isn't great. It isn't what I want, or isn't what I don't think you should need or want. So if you go to tempo in the MC-101, master scale is 1/16, master step length, okay? So the master step length dictates that change. So let's make it 0, yeah? Then it will change instantly. You can't. The lowest you can go is 2, which would put it 2 steps out of sync, which is possibly even worse. So you can make it 8, so you only lose half of a bar. But it doesn't enable you to do it instantly, which is weird. So I went on Roland Backstage and I messaged them and said, this is a bit odd. Is there any way around this? And they came back, someone from Roland Europe came back and said, no, you are correct. It does not do that. And they then said, but I can see how that's annoying and it possibly should do that. So they've sent it on to their, updates and firmware team and said, could this be in a possible future firmware update? I'm not holding my breath. I don't think there's been a firmware update for the Roland MC-101 for a very long time. Well, depends how you define very long, but for quite a while. So I don't think it's going to happen. But if they do it, then that'd be great, because it would mean that you could then do program changes between the two devices, which is what I would like. Right. So when I've been talking to people about this on the internet, everybody's a bit like, we'll just program your drums on the Tonverk. And yes, I can do that, and then I can also use MIDI to use the MC-101 as a sound source, so like a MIDI box, just a MIDI sound source. Yeah, I can't speak today, sorry. Brain not working. But the thing, I guess it comes down to how you're using boxes and what kind of jammer you are. So if you're using the Tonverk or using the boxes to basically as a songwriting tool, and you're going to create individual patterns and then string them together and work your way through it in a quite static fashion, then using the MC-101 just as a sound source, you know, like a MIDI sound source, is fine, because you can alter the pattern alter the MIDI sequence per pattern and change it that way. But if you're trying to jam in a more live way, one of the really good things about the MC-101 is that you can edit didn't do that. Is that you can select a pattern that isn't playing to edit it. So it's now flashing on pattern 7, and so the sequence that's available to me here is the one on pattern 7, which means I could you know, edit this. Doesn't help that the first clip I've got is blank, but I could edit this so that whilst the other one's playing, which obviously messes with my brain, so let's just edit this, doing this slightly at random, take out some of these hi-hat hits, can't remember where the snares are, but they're probably fine. And then I could go into track 2 and add a bass line, for instance, and then I could go to a blank pattern, so this is 7, or I could go to a different pattern on the Tonverk, and this would transition to pattern 7, and then the MC-101 would instantly go to that scene with a different beat that I'd set up in the background. Maybe I could put a melodic element in there as well, and then I could put something over the top on the Tonverk. So if it changed instantly, you could use it as a live tool in the moment to be like, oh, from here I want to go into something that I haven't created yet, and so I need to so I can set it up, I can create the drums and maybe something else on the MC-101, and I can change the pattern on Tonverk, it will go to that. The MC-101 will cover that transition because it will play something, and then I can add something on top of it on the Tonverk, and, you know, in a live way using the quantized on quantized recording, or literally just play something live over the top and then go back to the old pattern. Although that did just highlight an issue why that won't work again. In that everything is pattern specific on the Tonverk, there's no global stuff. So even if you wanted to do that, you would have to set up all your effects channels on the Tonverk in advance, because as you can hear, the Roland's quite quiet there, or have the Roland be very unaffected, if that makes sense, whereas it was very loud when I went back to the first pattern because I've routed it into a bus and I've done stuff to it with the compressor and I've added things. So yeah, you'd still have to do some setup work to make sure that you're not going to get weird volume drops between patterns. But just having that ability to instantly change the pattern gives you the opportunity to do something in a more live fashion. But it's not there. So what I've been doing, let's just change this config. Stop sending program changes. I don't need to send transport. What I've been doing instead is just using the MC-101 as a MIDI sound source. So giving it some drums. You know, sequencing drums on the MIDI source on these buses, sending the audio to a bus, the same bus, and processing it, and then using it that way. So then when I change patterns, it just changes along with it, because it's all done, all the notes, as it were, within the Tonverk. And of course the pattern mutes are also, well, I've got pattern mute set on, so that's why it dropped it out there. I mean, I think I've just copied the same sequence across all the patterns at the moment, so it's not going to be that exciting. But yeah, a slightly annoying bug, issue, thing, that kind of, again, it's that thing of, I feel like there's no standard for this stuff. Like no gear companies don't go, oh yeah, program changes change instantly. They do things based on, I guess, use cases, and I guess on testing from the people who they consult with when they build boxes. But as a user, sometimes it means there's such inconsistency between manufacturers that it kind of throws you a bit, and you can't necessarily use them in a way that you want to use them in. And then I guess it's then how responsive are those manufacturers to people coming back to them and going, this doesn't work for me, why can't it do X? Which in most instances is not very, but yeah, so this is something I've been mucking around with, gripes about program changes over. I mean, at least the MC-101 you can use as a sound source, because it's got a pretty good MIDI implementation. You know, each of the channels, or each of the 4 channels, are a different MIDI channel, and you can change what they are. So it's very easy to sequence the MC-101 externally. But the other advantage for it running the sequencer on the MC-101 is you can use the scatter effects, so you can do weird stuff with those if you wanted to. Although you can sequence those externally, but I don't think. Yeah, maybe I'll experiment with that another day. I've not tried that. I mean, I haven't got the sequencer running at the moment, and I've found that even if I had the sequencer running, oh no, it does work. Gives you the ability to do transitions, which you can do when you're sequencing externally, apparently. You learn something every day. So yeah, I've been working on this idea. I've been working on this idea, and I've got kind of 4 patterns that kind of feed off each other. But it needs to go somewhere different, almost completely different, I think. So I need to figure that out, which I might do today. So I've just changed, pasted the same pattern across purely for, because effects, which include compression and things like that, are pattern specific. So if I just started from scratch on a new pattern that was completely different, I'd lose all of what, well, basically I'd have to set everything up again, so like balance the volumes and stuff like that, and it will need tweaking, because if I completely create a different sequence on this, then obviously things like compressor won't necessarily be right for that sequence. But as a starting point, it's a lot easier to copy it across and start from there. So let's mute something. I found out how to find the screen with the all the letters on. You press function, and you may have noticed I've also found out how to do turn on pattern mute fairly easily. You just press mute and then the down arrow. Just every time I use it, learning something new. Firth? What's Firth? My brain is not braining. I can't spell fifth. There we go. No, H. Cool. Right, so track 12. No. Got the tricks. This hi-hat pattern, this track is also really long. Step edit. The other thing with being able to use the sequencer on the MC-101 is that but the notes are more readily available to be seen. You can't do ratchets as easily, but this note screen on the MC-101, that's a kick drum, that's a snare. What's that? C something? C3, C4? C. Maybe even C2. Yeah, C2. So whereas now, because I've got this sequence in front of me that I'm editing, it's like I hold down this and then I can see that I've got that. Can you see there's a, my finger's not in the way. There's a red light here to show you that on step 1 I've got this kick. Well, I just touch it on step edit and then it'll go to it. So I've got to find my kicks. Snare on 13. And also, this is quality of life updates they've been asking for the Tonverk is people are asking for looping of sections of the sequence, which I completely get, because this is where I could just loop the first bar, alter the first bar, and then copy it across to everything else pretty much. Oh, this could be a test. So time before last, I was talking about the fact that the tracker was poly-in tracker was non-destructive when you reduce the size of the length of the sequence. the Tonverk is equally non-destructive. So you can get rid of stuff and then bring it back in. Make it 30 for now. So there's only one kick on that. Right. Got a kick on there. I was going to go for a more simple beat, and now I've created something slightly more complex. How do I then bring that up? Doesn't need to be that long, does it? Where's the snares? Yeah, some snares at the end. Cool. That'll do drums. So, track one's. Oh, one step down. So I did some weirdness there. I don't know, it wasn't terrible. Accidental, but not terrible. Yeah, let's keep this as it is, right? So track 2 is this bass line. Double it. Probably do this about down 64. So this is where why have I on the wrong page? This is where polyphony comes in, because it's polyphonic. when you've got those two notes close together in the first thing, they will overlap unless you set the length of the first one to be short enough that they don't. So if you're used to some other devices that are not polyphonic, like the Track Plus and I guess the Digitrack, although I've never used it, you have to be careful about your note lengths. Otherwise you'll be like, well, I've got that weird noise at this step, and it's because things are overlapping. And even if you set the note length to the right thing, sometimes you'll still get overlapping because of things like effects, so delay, or the amp envelope on the notes. But that's where the actual display on the Tonverk is quite good, because it kind of shows you what's going on with the multiple lines. I wonder. That different. Need something different over the top. What's this? Okay, so that's that piano sort of sound. Again, hard to see. So I think other people have talked about this, that when you're in an instrument or in a track, it's hard to see what instrument you've got going on unless you play it. Sometimes, depending on what effects you've got, routing, whichever one you want, you need to. It's difficult to tell. So what's the sequencer? Here's the sequencer. Bring it down to 64 again. I thought that was the organ, but it's not, it's just that weird noise. Yeah, this is the organ. Let's do some power chords. So it's more difficult to see what's happening with multiplayer because you don't have that screen that shows the lines. But there's a delay in hitting, getting the note to sound, because I had the attack down. Don't know whether I want that. I think it's also the sample has a slight delay at the beginning. it plays a note. And it'll fade out eventually, right? Yeah, so that needs to be... So I do have a MIDI source player. It's probably drowning me out now. A MIDI source player on track 5, which is connected to the Neutron. So that's what's playing that weird lead. Which I guess I could change the notes on to create a different part. Obviously the Neutron's monophonic, so putting a chord on it kind of makes weird noises. Well, it doesn't. It does interesting things sometimes, but it can be paraphonic if you turn it on. But yeah, the poly element to it with a chord from the Tonverk can be a bit weird. Ooh. Although, maybe we can use an ARP on it. Does that work? Chords we've got set up. It's 1-5. Let's do a 1-3-5-7 chord. I think with the weird nature of this It's fun to try stuff, right? Just try stuff. Yeah, that didn't work. Turn off. quite a nice little riff, and then it's obviously going into the draining chord, draining note. Cool, I like that. Right, just need to, because the Tonverk is not Tonverk, Neutron's going straight into the interface. It's not coming into the Tonverk. It's not being compressed with everything else, which does have an impact in terms of balancing levels. How's that sound against the other hand? Oh yeah, and this patch on the Neutron does that thing where it just carries on forever. So if you were recording this, I would then probably, you'd have to go into a DAW and fade out. Unless there's a way to do that on the Tonverk with some kind of cut. So you obviously can do a note off on the tracker. I haven't figured out if there's a way to then do that, because it does die out eventually when you double tap stop. Though that is a very long sustain. There is a Neutron and weird things that end up being infinite. So what you could do here is you could try and multi-sample the Neutron into the Tonverk. I'd have to move some cables around, which is an argument for having some kind of patch bay, I guess, to do that. And then that would mean that you could, you wouldn't have the issue with the Neutron carrying on forever infinitely. See, if I had some kind of, if you could control the mixer in my computer with a MIDI device, then you could fade it down with the mixer. Yeah, I pulled out my mixer from the rack and now I'm asking for a mixer. I know, I hear what you're saying here. But yeah, kind of fun. It's all trade-offs, isn't it? Space versus functionality versus cost versus etc, etc. I mean, I'd love to have my own room where I could have a big table and have everything out on it with a nice mixer and all that, but life dictates I don't have that, so I have to work with a cupboard. Right, I'm going to leave you with that for a little bit. that wasn't amusing. I know that there's an element of people being like, in the moment creation. But I had an idea when I took a break and walked away from the computer or from the devices there. So we've got this neutron sequence, which obviously we've got an issue with, that when it changes pattern it continues infinitely. But what if we copy that sequence and then go to track 10, put a MIDI source on that track that we point to one of the tracks on the MC-101, and then use the neutron as a kind of like background tone, and then we can use maybe a tone on the MC-101 as the more lead tone that's in your face. So then when we change pattern, we've kind of got that background tone running through everything, but it's not as in your face. That's what I'm thinking. And then we've got more control over the tone on the MC-101, which I'll fiddle with in a minute, to like sit on top of the neutron one. This is my idea I just had. Not the right tone, but I'm just playing with it to see if it could be the right tone. I'm looking for a similar tone, so TB distorted bass. If we transpose it. Sounds better, doesn't it? little bit less in your face. Still quite loud. Bring it down on the MC-101. Nice. Drums could probably come a bit. Of course I can mute in times, can't I? But because it's a neutron, of course, muting it doesn't work. Yay! Right, let's bring this back down. So, let's see if we can change this. Because there's no triggers currently going to the neutron, it's just stuck in this infinite loop. I don't think so, I don't know. So, how would you handle this? Hey, Turnip Vision. Thanks. That says to me that it's a trigger causing it. Because it's doing it on the MC1 as well. Interesting. Interesting. You see, sometimes stuff happens, I don't know why. So it's something about the triggers, isn't it? They're also slightly random. I've just achieved a I do not know what's going on anymore moment. Fantastic. What's causing that? Because I don't know why it changed the pattern when I came back into that pattern. I mean, it's from the MC-101, it's going into a bus which has some effects on it. So it could be that it just, for some reason, was on a slightly different cycle for the effect, and therefore it did something different to it. Hey Matt C556, the MC-101 is purely acting as a sound source via MIDI. At the start I talked about program changes, without repeating myself. Basically you can't line them up neatly, essentially. Program changes don't work how I would like them to. So I'm literally just using it as a sound source and sequencing it by MIDI, and currently having this weird issue where both the MC-101 and the Neutron have got this pattern that I copy, which when I switch pattern is creating a note that just carries on. I don't know why. Because the Neutron I would expect to just carry on because it's the patch on it has got a bit of a infinite element to it with how I've patched it up, but I don't know why the MC-101 would be doing that. It's not something I've experienced before, the MC-101. See, it didn't do it when I hit stop. Also, if you're joining us or just tuned in, I have a stinking cold, so apologies. Right, track 10. What P-locks we got? Nothing. So there's nothing there that should be doing a note. Interesting. There's no notes or P-locks on that. Weird. It should just fade out. There's no envelope because it's a MIDI source. The length is set to a fairly normal number. The effects, well, there aren't any effects on that channel. What bus is the MC-101 going into? But even then that wouldn't create that infinite thing, I don't think. Right, track 16. Bus 4. So that's track 12, which is where I'm sequencing the drums from in terms of the MIDI machine. Effects on that are filter, folder, send, compressor, delay, there's no, is there like a random parameter like I've put in for the drums where it just does something? No, I am stumped. Cool, somebody tell me what's gone wrong there then, because I don't know. Anyway, I like it, it's just I don't understand why when you go back to pattern 3 it keeps going. also having to tweak the compressor a little bit to keep kind of parity between the parity, is that the right word? To make them sound similar between the patterns. It just could be a weird MIDI thing. Oh. Okay. Ah. The Tonverk doesn't need MIDI in, almost like you need a note off and it's not firing. Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. It needs a note off and it's not firing. Sandy to check, the Tonverk doesn't need MIDI in. Correct, maybe make sure it's off so there's no MIDI loop. There's nothing connected to the MIDI in, so yeah, that's a logical logical thing. So I could take input from disabled. Yep, turn the MIDI in off and see if that does it. Did it, but it to me sounded like it did it slightly differently. Weird. The USB, there's no plug into the USB. It's just power in the USB socket. Again, I disabled MIDI in completely, so it's not a MIDI loop. I think we can. I would suggest. Input from is completely disabled. I can turn receive notes off and receive CCMPR. This is fun, isn't it? Got to be something to do with an effects somewhere. It's weird that it's then also doing a different pattern. Crazy. Yeah, like that, when it did the pattern that time, sorry, Drum Vision, when it did the pattern that time, it wasn't terrible, whereas it's done something weird here, where it's doubling the notes. It's doing something weird where it's doubling the note, which on the first pattern was fine, on this pattern is not fine. So a couple of things. For some reason it's doubling the note when you change between patterns, which is odd. It's obviously not doing a note off when you're changing to a pattern where it isn't doing it. And then it doesn't remember the transpose state between patterns. Because I transposed this down. Well, I don't think it's remembering the transpose state. This is transposed down to 12. it didn't carry on there. Interesting. And it did remember the transpose states. Weird. Randomly fixed itself. But then it's transposed that one even though that isn't... What? Okay, so there's clearly some kind of bug with transpose on the Tonverk. Which I've never come across before. Because it lost the transpose, and then when I add it back in again, it put it on 2 tracks, but now it's causing that issue. What? Mind blown. Right, so I added transpose to pattern 5. Track 10, transpose down an octave. But then it automatically added it to track 4 as well. So is it global on all tracks? No, hang on. Track, not pattern. No. So it's found the transpose I did earlier again, having lost it. There's weird going on here. I don't hate it. Let's see if I can get it to do that double note thing again. There we are. Because it had that, yeah, there's something weird where it's not doing a note off and then tries to do a double note. Which sounds fine on this pattern, but terrible on the other one. So I don't know what's causing that. I think it's a MIDI bug in the Tonverk, annoyingly. I think it's to do with transposing things on a MIDI channel, because it lost the transpose. I changed the transpose again and it didn't do it, and then the next time I tried to do something it did do it. So there's something weird going on with the transpose, which is annoying. But these things are sent to triers, I guess. I'm not entirely sure how I solve that. I don't think I can solve that. I think that's needs to be solved by Elektron. I'll figure out how to... Well, maybe I'll see if anybody else has had that problem on the old interwebs, and then go from there. But yeah, weird. Where are we at? 11:45. Yes, neighbouring tracks. Matt, yeah, I did look and see, and there weren't any P-locks on that. Sequence, right, so pattern 4, track 10, sequence, P-locks, yes. Okay. I wonder if it's what I did with that other thing where I did the one in... No, because I didn't do neighbouring. Okay. So it's not that. So track 9. No P-locks on track 9. Track 11. Ooh, it's got notes on it though. What's track 11 looking at? Channel 1. Oh yeah, because it's got a little percussion thing on it. Let's go through then. Let's check. So this is this one. Doing something on the effects. Sending more effects. Track 8. Track 7. Pages of this. No, track 8. There's only one page, right? Track 6. Thanks everybody for troubleshooting this. This is fun. Live troubleshooting. Track 5. I don't know why it says track routing. Oh, there was a P-lock there. Right, track 5. P-lock again on effect, so it's to do dry wet. Yeah, that's just to do a dry wet. Unless one of those is... But it's not a neighbouring track to track 5. Why are you flashing at me now? Yeah, I don't know why it's doing it. I will figure it out one day. Maybe. Pattern 1. Yeah, so, interesting. Discovered possibly a bug. After this I'll perhaps record a little short thing about it and then stick it up somewhere and go on the Elektron forum, see if anybody else has had the same issues. Yeah, because that's a bit weird. But yeah, we made some progress today. I've now got a 5th pattern with another kind of slight variation to it. It's lost the transpose again. Oh, because I'm transposing the wrong channel. Right. No, it hasn't lost the transpose, it's just on the wrong track. Frustrating. Right, good. I quite like that little 5th pattern I created. And then it hasn't done it this time. Weird. I wonder if it's just on that 4th pattern then. Thanks, Matt. Yeah, it's something to do with that 4th pattern, right. So I've made the last trigger shorter. Does that sound good? Don't know. Let's find out what happens. Yes! So that last trigger, for some reason, must have been long enough that when you change the pattern, it overlapped into that, it just carried on running, which I didn't know it could do. But that could be quite useful. Right, let's try and find out where the, I'm going to call it the event horizon, is. So, did it as a 60. Let's make it an 8. So an 1/8 overlaps. So somewhere in between maybe. Let's go 1.5. I mean, you can hear that weird noise as it overlaps. So I've still got the neutron draining away. You can hear that weird noise as it overlaps, which I kind of like. But 1.5, I appear to get the noise, but then I don't get the continuation into the other pattern, right? Yeah, that works. I didn't know you could do that. I didn't think you could do that. Every Wednesday, yeah, so Turnip Vision asking in the chat if I do these streams often. I'm trying to do one every Wednesday morning. Starting around 10:30 English time. Obviously there are some weeks when I can't, but yeah, start to get a bit of a roll. Yeah, cool. Right, let's see if we can, if pattern 5's okay. So pattern 5 has the same issue still, although less so. But then I guess it's a lower note, so it's not as obvious. So I'm just going through the comments whilst mucking about. So the water drip is from a guy called Gerald sample pack that I got from somewhere. It was on, when I bought my Tracker Mini, it had loads of samples already on the SD card and it was on there. I used that sample pack so much. There's so many like good drum hits in it and also like weird little loops and stuff like that all as well. But this one, I don't know, because it's not got an amp envelope. Doesn't sound as bad though because it's a low note, but let's see if we can get rid of it. It says this is 1/16 long, but it goes on for the entire thing. It goes on for 16 steps, so I don't think it is 1/16 long. Ah. Get rid of these. get rid of that last step. So I don't want to copy the step because it's going to copy it with the issue. Right. Notes. This is note C7 116. C6 is what I want. But it's transposed, isn't it? Interesting. I can't seem to solve it for 5, I don't know why. Because the note length isn't... it's not like the note length before the change is... the last one of these. It's got something weird going on. That last note in the first sequence, for some reason. Oh, hello. Was just carrying on and creating weirdness. I mean, it sounded good, but then when you change the pattern, it caused an issue. Although it added a little bit of randomness, it was quite good, but... see. Okay. It's almost like it's not, yeah, the note off isn't happening because you've changed pattern. yeah, interesting. Is that a bug or not? If you make, so if I make this last note in this last bar of this pattern 16 steps long, so it fills in theory the entire bar, when I change pattern it misses the note off for it, and that's what carries on. So that's what was happening with the previous, with pattern 4 as well. It was like, because the note went over the end, well, because the note just went straight up to the end of the bar, it doesn't even have to go over the end of it, it just needs to be exactly the end of the bar. It's missing the note off, which I think's a bug, but I can see how you could use that bug to your advantage. It means now that this note is 15 steps long. I assume I can make it 15.5. Rather than being the full bar, but because it's the BPM's high enough, you don't really notice the difference. But it's definitely not, I can see at a slower BPM, it might cause a bit of a gap. Hey River X music. Yeah, that works. Matt says it sounds like it's only playing the release stage 2. I'd agree with you if it wasn't for the fact that it has no amp envelope on the Tonverk because it's a noise on the MC-101. So it could be what I've done to the decay. It's got quite a long decay on the MC-101. So it could be how I've affected that sound. But yeah, it's we appear to have solved the bug. Good work, team. If you can P-lock note off on the first step of the next pattern, I think it's a feature, not a bug. I'd agree, except for the fact that there isn't a note off, or not that I can see. Let's stop this. Let's just hang on, memorize this in case I screw everything up right royally. Go to a pattern I'm not using maybe. Is there anything on there? No. What? Pattern 10. No. Track. I keep pressing the pattern button instead of the track button. Track 4. Right, there's nothing on track 4, so I can't screw anything up too bad here. I've never scrolled through all the notes on the note command, but on the tracker, pull-in tracker, if you go all the way to the bottom, there's an off fade cut command, which basically is you can put it in where you want it to do notes off. I have a feeling on this there isn't a command you can p-lock for a note off. It's not under note, if there is. So yeah, if you can do a parameter lock to do note off, tell me how, because I don't know. And it's not something I've come across in the manual. As a thing. A lot of people do say the Elektron sequencer way of thinking is kind of based on a tracker, so there might be a way you can do a note off, but I don't know what that would be. I mean, unless it's doing a parameter lock with the level to 0, which means you could transfer it across to the other pattern and then not necessarily put the pattern lock on the first step. You could put it further down and kind of or put a number of pattern locks lowering the volume and fade it out. Does that work? Let's find out if that works. So track 10. Track 10. Let's go to No, not track 10. Yeah, track 10, pattern 4, pattern 5. Let's do it on pattern 5. So let's make this 16 again, and just check that it does go over the bar like it did before. Right, so we got that. So then if I go, no, not pattern, track 10, source, it doesn't necessarily have to be MIDI, but I'm going to just make it the same anyway. Because we're going to do something with the, it's not going to work. Because if it was a sound inside the Tonverk, then yes, you could do what I was just thinking of doing, where you could fade out that noise that continues over the bar line, for want of a better word. But because it's a MIDI channel, if I do a parameter lock to try and fade it out, I'd have to do the parameter lock on the audio bus that the MC-101 is coming into. And then it would not only fade out the lead noise I've got, but it also fade out the drums, because it's not fading out the MIDI. Unless I do it on velocity. If I did it on velocity, maybe it could fade out the MIDI velocity, but it hasn't got any notes it's playing, so it's not going to do that. So yeah, you can't do it unless you've got a single sound source coming into your A and B into a track or a bus. Then maybe you can fade out that overlap where it goes over the bar line. Or if you've got a Tonverk internal sample instrument that is going over the bar line, you could maybe fade it out with parameter locks. In this instance I can't do it because I'd fade out the drums too. Let's see if it's actually physically possible though. Parameter locks, do it over 8 steps. What are we fading out? Level. So that would be that. That would be that. I don't know if you can parameter lock level. Can you parameter lock level? Yes. I should have hit memorize before I did all that, because I'm going to have to undo all. Right. Go to pattern 5, play pattern 5, and then go back to pattern 3. So it pretty much did it instantly, interestingly. Because, yeah, you can't... don't think you can parameter lock level in quite that way. It just took the level as what it was. So nice idea, but yeah, it doesn't quite work how you think it would. Fun though. Now I need to adjust this again. Cool, right, it's 10 past 12, we've been going for 2 hours and 13 minutes. at the risk of this A being super long, and B, the fact I'm hungry at lunchtime here, I'm gonna call it a day there. We've learned some stuff, some of it positive, some of it negative maybe, but yeah, some of it might be useful, and in a kind of inadvertent way. And yeah, there's loads of stuff under the hood of the Tonverk that I'm still yet to get really into, like performance mode and stuff like that. But yeah, these two boxes I do think work together when you're using the MC-101 as a sound source. The discussion, if you come in halfway through the stream, maybe go back afterwards and watch the beginning bit. I did discussion about how it would be advantageous from a live perspective to be able to do clip changes via program changes from the Tonverk, and that doesn't work at the moment, which Roland, you'll agree with me, is not ideal, but it is what it is. Great, so I mean, thanks everyone for watching. I hopefully will be back next Wednesday. Yep, 10:30 GMT, whatever that is, everywhere else in the world. And probably a bit more of the same. Might build something from scratch. Yeah, and happy to obviously go through any questions or queries that people have about the gear I'm using. Yeah, and that sort of thing. Cool. Right. Well, thanks for watching. Yeah, and yeah, hopefully speak to you all soon, or see you again in the virtual world. Thanks a lot.